from the shadows of the stadium. Legends awaken!
Welcome to Broncos Unchained. I am your host, Boss Man Jay. Now, before we get started, my wife and I did tell you that we said this on Friday, that we will be coming up with our offensive and defensive MVPs for the games, aka Chain Breakers and Dominators. Now, who we picked for last week was J.K. Dobbins and Patrick Surtain II. The reason we picked them is kind of, we dove into that. After the game, I mean, it's kind of hard to pick an offensive MVP, really, because it wasn't the greatest performance. But it could have been a lot better if one thing happened, and that was more running the ball. So, without further ado, we're going to show you our chain breaker.
This run right here is exactly why we signed J.K. Dobbins. He is impossible to tackle and is a perfect complement to our rookie R.J. Harvey.
I'm honored to be this week's chain breaker. Thank you, Broncos Unchained.
So there's our chain breaker. Now let's get into the defense. Honestly, I would love to just give the entire team the award for MVP, because there's not a single player that didn't do what they were supposed to do. 6 sacks, 6 different players. Nick Bonito showing why he's the new $100 million man plus, on the team. So everybody played their part. Everybody did their thing, and the defense is as advertised. They come in on paper, supposed to be the best defense in the NFL. On Sunday, they showed us. And if they keep that up, oh my God, the NFL is in trouble. That was an amazing game. They only had 2 first downs and 30 net yards in the second half. So this week, our Dominator is a big part of that. And without further ado, we get into the Broncos Unchained, mine and my wife's Dominator for the week.
Here's the highlights of PS2 from Sunday's game. As you see, there's nothing here because there are really no highlights. He did break up one pass, but that's because he just knocks everybody out of the game. There's nothing really ever to show about him because PS2 is a lockdown corner and he just shatters the glass of the other team.
I'm this week's Dominator, Broncos Unchained. The fight is ours.
There you have it. This week's chain breaker and Dominator. Now, it would have been easy to flip-flop and to give, R.J. Harvey, the chain breaker award, because 11.7 yards per carry is nothing to shake a stick at, that's for sure. And as far as Dominator, it would have been easy to just give it to the entire defense. But the way Patrick Surtain it doesn't matter who it is. I still want to see, him recently go up against Justin Jefferson and see how that is. We've seen him against Jamar Chase. We've seen him against, Brock Bowers. We've seen him against tons of players that as soon as he's covering them, they disappear. He only had one pass breakup, but he only had one pass breakup because nobody throws his direction. I got to admit, I've been gassing on Riley Moss all offseason. I've told Cody Burke from Locked On Broncos, I told him that he was going to lose his job to Jahdae Barron. And then I said to other social media outlets that he's going to lose his job to Chris Abrams train. Riley really showed me something on Sunday. He knows that he's got a lot of balls coming his way. He knows that because you can't throw it to Patrick Surtain's side of the field. So he knows it's coming, and he's up for the challenge. He proved that to me. He proved that to everybody. And we showed why we are ranked the number 1 defense in the NFL. We showed why we deserve to be ranked the number 1 defense in the NFL. We only gave up 133 total yards. Marvin Mims, he muffs a punt, on a fair catch at that. And at the 24, they still don't even get a field goal because the 2 sacks would push them out of field goal range. There was a couple, a couple that were even closer. John Franklin Myers came close to having a sack too. If we're talking about chain breakers and dominators, it just was from start to finish, it was just a domination. So that's what we'll call it. So from me and my beautiful wife Lauren, we say thank you for watching. And this has been Broncos Unchained. Please check out the shorts that we have of the characters that we've created. A lot of really cool things coming soon. And other than that, Broncos Country, mile high salute to you. You gotta take care.
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our video. And once again, thank you for joining us on Broncos Unchained. Take care.